Hello and welcome to Winter Academy. Whenever I say that, I feel like Olympic music should go off behind me. Really appreciate you being here. We have a short introductory movie to kind of show what the district's trying to do to provide all the pieces of the puzzle that you need for professional development with district initiatives we have here in Roaring Fork School District. The Closing the Gap project, as well as all the other initiatives that have created in the last 3 years, one of the things we've done is sit down with a plan to say what can we do to meet the expectations for teachers as well as to manage time for professional development. Winter Academy, as you can see, has been structured to provide you those pieces of a puzzle that will help you put together a wonderful masterpiece of results teams and how we provide professional development services for you. So once again, thank you very much for coming, and I hope that you have a worthwhile time in developing your professional development plan. Thank you.
When I put together a puzzle, I start with the corners and then the edges. I would never consider just dumping out the box and grabbing random pieces in the middle and trying to make connections. And in Roaring Fork School District, the edge of our puzzle is results teams. With results teams, simply put, results teams are teams working together to improve instruction for kids and using data. This is an example of our template that we use in Roaring Fork School District. And we start by using Alpine Achievement to come up with where our most urgent needs are. We use Alpine Achievement to pull data from the CSAP, which is the big picture, District Interim, which gives us quarterly information, and then we have the data to know where our most urgent needs are. At that point, a team will create a pre-assessment. So it's nice and tight and focused on the specific learning goal for that period of time. Next, then, the team works together to target certain strategies, and this is the heart of results team. It's the awesome part of teaching where you get to work together and say, let's use this strategy or this one. We're really focusing as well on critical thinking skills and Bloom's level, and working together is the best way to really improve instruction. This pre-assessment data lets us know sometimes that students already know what we're trying to teach them. If they already know it, they deserve the right to work on more challenging material, perhaps accelerate, perhaps go deeper. But if they already know it, we don't need to put them through instruction again. In addition, sometimes kids are much lower than others and they need tools and scaffolding to help them learn in a different way than others have. It's really important to work together as a team here because one teacher might have kids all the way from the lowest of the low to the highest of high, and really thinking outside of the box and how to approach that as a team is the way to go. When this instructional cycle nears the end and formative assessment has been taken throughout, it is time for a post-assessment. This post-assessment gives us information on which students may need an intervention. If this happens frequently enough, those students then go into a response to intervention, and each individual student then can be dug into a little deeper to find out what their needs might be. Then a team determines what are the next steps. Do we write a new goal? Do we go back to the big assessment data, or do we come back and start again here? This is the edges of our puzzle.
And going from the edges of the puzzle, we move to the middle of the puzzle, and sometimes those pieces are the hardest pieces. I personally don't like putting together puzzles. However, this part of the puzzle fits right into the next one. And the Results Team Academy Long Range Support Plan shows us how the Roaring Fork School District is providing professional development for teachers. A bridge from the district mission to teacher implementation. Providing for teachers' various needs is a challenge in and of itself. Providing for teachers' needs and providing professional development that enhances the goals of the district is the real challenge. The district expects teachers to use specific curriculum materials, to use both formative and summative assessments and to analyze that data, to work effectively with English language learners, to use the RTI process, and to use research-based instructional strategies which encourage high-level thinking skills. So, the district must also provide professional development for these expectations. Furthermore, it is the district's assumption that, as professionals, teachers will seek the professional development they need in order to meet the district's expectations. Hence, you will find the Roaring Fork School District Winter Academy 2010 selection of courses reflects the piece of the puzzle that fills the professional development needs of teachers as they relate to the district's goals. For example, in this current academy, we are offering a follow-up course to the classroom instruction that works training you have already received at your building. Striving for top-level rigor, 21st century learning is being offered. For best practices, sheltered instruction. For data analysis, clicker technology, and DRA2 data are classes both being offered for Winter Academy. And under the intervention category, response to intervention, meeting the needs of the students in your classroom. We're glad you're here working to put together your own professional development puzzle.
How does assessment fit into this complex puzzle? When you take a puzzle piece, you analyze that individual piece, turn it, try it, compare 3 or 4 more pieces to make sure you have a perfect fit. Assessment and the assessment cycle is very similar. Within the cycle, you have 4 parts. The first is the interim assessment as a pre-assessment. This is to get information gathered in a broad view for all the quarterly expectations within the wiki. From that information, a pre-assessment is formed on a much narrower focus. For example, while the quarterly expectation may contain 25 ELOs, the pre-assessment for your unit of instruction may have only 5. From this information, you create formative assessments to measure learning and instruction towards these goals. When you feel students are ready to demonstrate growth, a post-assessment is formed covering these 5 ELOs for this unit of instruction. The cycle is finally completed when the quarter is finished, and the interim assessment now acts as a culmination of all learning that has taken place during the quarter. A large percentage of your time within this assessment cycle is spent between the pre, formative, and post. So, let's keep in mind that while an individual ELO may only contain 1 question or 1 data point for the interim pre-assessment, with classroom, pre, formative, and post-assessment, this 1 data point on the post-interim now may contain up to 6 to 10 or more from the entire cycle. While the interim assessment may be a piece of the puzzle containing the most ELOs, classroom assessment contains just as many pieces. Without all of these pieces working in conjunction, you could not build the entire puzzle.
Okay. The connections made by Brad, Paula, and Anita are designed to give you an overall view of the work of the district. Too often, if we don't provide that kind of big picture view, teachers view each individual staff development as a discrete piece and don't see how it fits into the big plan. So we hope that you understand the role of this piece of the puzzle today that you're going to add to your understanding of the framework of the work we're doing in the Roaring Fork School District.